Welcome to the Volatility of Liquids Lab for AP. The first thing that you need to do is turn on your LabQuest. Make sure that your thermoprobe is connected, and if not, go to the end and push that guy in. And still, if not, then come and talk to your teacher and we'll get that thing fixed. All right, so you want to take your stylus and tap the home icon in the bottom right-hand corner and click on Connections. And when you click on Connections, there's going to be an IP address right there. Open up Chrome and type in that IP address. As soon as you type in your IP address and hit enter, this is the screen that you should be looking at, and there should be a green circle up in this left-hand corner. If there's no green circle, or if you already see data on here, you're going to have to go and clear the data from the last period. And so you'd go File and Reset on the LabQuest. And if that's not clear, again, just call me over and I'll help you with it. I have these papers that are pre-cut for you, and you want to wrap them around the tip of your thermoprobe, and then take your rubber band, and the rubber band will hold this on tightly if you have the rubber band on the paper and on the thermoprobe itself. And so what I like to do is get this on nice and tight, and then roll part of the rubber band up so that it's also on the shaft of the thermoprobe, like that. Cool, and that's going to keep the paper from falling off of the end of your thermoprobe when you soak it in your volatile liquids. Your volatile liquids are set throughout the room, and we're going to start. My demonstration is going to be with water. You just want to make sure that you have enough water in your test tube, or enough of your liquid in your test tube, so that it will be as high as the paper that you put on your thermoprobe. Now, whatever you don't use, you're going to put back in the beaker that's right next to your squirt bottle, and put your hand over your heart. Repeat after me. I promise I won't mix the liquids. Good job. If you're still on this screen on your LabQuest, then go ahead and hit home, and we want to go to the LabQuest app, and you'll see this. And so click on sensors, because when you start collecting data, you don't want the data to stop its collection before you're done. And so you want to go to data collection, and I doubt you're going to need as much as 5 minutes. I doubt it. But just in case, change your minutes to 10 and hit OK. And you want 60 samples per minute. A sample every second would be really good. And so here we go. We've got 10 minutes before the thing turns off. We've got a sample rate of 1 per second. And go ahead and click OK. Now you're prepared to take your thermoprobe, dip it into your solution until you feel it's saturated, and then hang that over your faucet into your sink. The second you pull this out of your solution, hit play. I've got my thermoprobe soaking up my solution. Actually, it's not a solution, it's my volatile liquid, it's water. And I'm going to pull it out, hang it over the sink, press play. Now I'm collecting data, and I want to take this and drape it over my faucet so it's down in the sink, but not touching anything. And it's like a foxhole down here, and it protects it from the wind, so we can control the rate of evaporation by controlling the flow of air over our volatile liquid. All right, and back to your screen. You're just going to watch this until you bottom out. If you want to tell exactly what the temperature is, you can go back to your lab quest and I'll show you what to do and what to look for. One way to check if your temperature has bottomed out is to select in this corner that dial, and you can just watch the temperature. When it gets to its coldest point, you can stop it, stop collecting data. Another thing you can do is hit the XY over here, that's your graph, or your data table, sorry, and scroll and look at your data as it's being added. And once you feel like, oh yeah, it's not getting any colder, then you can stop your data collection. I'm happy that my temperature's bottomed out, and when you click stop here, you'll get an auto scaling. And yeah, you can see some variability. It's not perfect. And what I want you to do is then set up your next test tubes, and you'll add to this graph all of your data. Let me show you what to do to clean up. Right, the first thing, after you do each test, just take this off and throw this in the garbage. Please don't leave anything in the sink. The next thing, take your test tube and put this back in the beaker that's in front of the squirt bottle. Since mine was water, I'm going to put this right back in the water. And all the liquids that we're working with today are volatile, but if you feel like there's some sort of sticky residue in here, then go ahead and wash this out in the sink, and then take some paper towel and tease the paper towel into like a paper towel rod, and stick that down in here into the test tube and dry it out. All right. The most important thing about this data table is that here's your initial temperature, here's your final temperature, here's your change in temperature. Now that's all easy, but after you do the water and the ethanol, I don't want you to jump to the propanol. In fact, I don't have one propanol, I have isopropanol, which is fine. It should be similar. And so come over to this side and make all of your predictions, and then explain your predictions while your partner is setting up the 1-propanol. You guys talk about it and you do this. I want this filled before you do the 1-propanol and down. All right, now this line may or may not be here in future labs, but I think it's a vestige of Dr. Moody's lab. He created this, and I want you to ignore that line and try to do all of these. All right, keep your eye on the clock. We have 1 day in this lab, and if you feel like you're going to run out of time, then plan with the group across from you for them to do lower ones while you do the upper ones, and then you guys can swap. All right, but I want everybody to do the top 2, and then you can talk to other groups about sharing just in case you run out of time. All right, good luck. Thank you.